And look at verse 25. Now great crowds accompanied him, and he turned and said to them, if anyone, now we're not just talking about a rich young man, are we? If anyone comes to me and does not hate his own father and mother and wife and children and brothers and sisters, hate them in what sense? In the sense that you would prefer them to Christ himself. You must be willing, if it were needed, to lose all those relationships if it meant to have Jesus. Yes, and even his own life. These things aren't true. He cannot be my disciple. Whoever does not bear his own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. For which of you, desiring to build a tower, does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it? Otherwise, when he's laid a foundation and is not able to finish, all who see it begin to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. Or what king, going out to encounter another king in war, will not sit down first and deliberate whether he's able with 10,000 to meet him who comes against him with 20,000? And if not, while the other's yet a great way off, he sends a delegation and asks for terms of peace. So therefore, get this, any one of you who does not renounce all that he has cannot be my disciple. Wow, it's not just the rich young ruler, is it? It's everybody. It's everybody. So on the one hand, we can say that Christ identifies some of the areas where your life might be impacted by discipleship, but in a very real sense, we can say that all the areas of your life, every other area of your life, is going to be impacted by the decision to follow Christ. Genuine faith changes everything. Now, some will hear this and they'll say, oh, you're adding to faith. Yeah, I know about that lordship salvation, and what you're doing is adding to faith. Well, first of all, I would just say, whatever you want to call it, we're simply repeating the words of Jesus. I think that's significant, don't you? But the second thing I would say is, no, we're not adding to faith, we're identifying what faith is. We're talking about what faith sees, what faith hears, what valuations represent genuine faith. Genuine faith sees Jesus as the pearl of great price, sees him as the treasure hidden in the field, sees him as worth more than everything life would have to offer. I'd rather have Jesus than anything this world could afford to me. You see, that's what faith sees and believes and makes its choices in the light of. This isn't adding to faith, this is identifying faith. So Christ identifies some potential areas of loss. He also specifies, this is so important, the reason for the losses. Notice he says this at the end of verse 29. He says, for my sake and for the gospel. We want to be very clear, don't we? This is not about losing some stuff to be religious. This is not about a decision to leave some stuff behind, to clean up your life and be more moral. Can I tell you something? Moralism is just as spiritually empty as immoral living. Now, the repercussions are not always the same in the temporal, but they're both spiritually empty. You can say, I'm going to be a good moral person, I'm going to live a moral life. You are still spiritually bankrupt. So this is not a decision to be religious. This is not a decision to clean up your life morally. This is not a decision to make yourself better by using Christianity like a philosophy for living. Let me hang out with a bunch of nice people and pick up a new way of living life and learn a new language, so to speak, and learn new principles and begin to apply principles and in that way live my life in a different way. This is not Christianity. Christianity means I know a person. I'm willing to leave it all behind to know Him, to have Him, to embrace Him.